Hi, friends. As we move towards solstice, I find myself thinking in terms of darkness and light a lot. As a poet, this time of year has always been contemplative, a reflective time for me. There's so much metaphor around us constantly in the moving towards the darkest day and then subtly transitioning to light. It's a fitting reminder for our own cycles. Nothing is permanent. Everything changes. The time right here is transitioning too, sometimes very subtly. Nothing is forever, not the hardship and not the joy. I've also been thinking about gifts that come in the form of struggle and challenge, those hard gifts to accept. Mary Oliver says, "Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this too was a gift." When the world gives you a box of darkness, when it turns you upside down and rattles you, it can be hard to get the pieces of you back in place. Whatever the loss, trust, health, a loved one, a pandemic, your community, it can feel alienating and isolating. It's common to feel like we've lost touch with our essential selves. Who are we now? How do we hold on to that which is most us when everything feels foreign and discombobulated? As Mary Oliver said, sometimes it takes a while to understand that something really hard can also be a gift. But like the seasons changing, I find it helpful to remember that whatever I am feeling isn't necessarily my essential self, and that this too will evolve. We Minnesotans know when it's cold, actually or metaphorically, we need to walk more vigorously, and we need to find ways to be cozy. When it's warm, we strip off our layers and rejoice in the feeling of warm air against our skin. So we come back around again and again, rebuilding, reclaiming, and restoring ourselves. It's the best thing that we can do for our loved ones, our community, to take care and restore, to put our pieces back together again. Decades ago, I wrote this poem to remind myself that even when I am shaken to my core, I will eventually find my way back to myself, and that life is filled with beauty. Integrity. I dreamed I held in my hands a kaleidoscope. Inside it were bits and pieces of a curious prism. As I turned it, spun it slowly around, I placed my eye upon the opening and saw everything. My whole life, all these actions, all my loves and follies. I dreamed this in another place, in another time, somewhere closer to God, and I knew then the perfection of this vision, the true righteousness of all decisions, the mysterious knowingness in each step. I dreamed this dream in a sleep of calm, a sleep that knew how others would try to change me, a sleep that knew, no matter how they shook and twisted the kaleidoscope, my life was always right there. Held up to the light, it was beautiful and endlessly unfolding, one miracle after another. Thank you, and as we move towards solstice, I hope you find gifts in both the shadow and the light.